Hey, what's up, everybody? The Amazing bringing another review. This time is of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Parado or Pada DX Level 99 Perfect Knockout Fighter. Let's get started. If you've watched Kamen Rider X8, you know that this guy has gone from antagonist to anti-hero to hero by the end of the show, and if not, now you know. But overall, I really love this design. I was really excited for it. I wanted to get the other forms first of his level 50s, but it didn't work out that way, and here we are with level 99, and I'm loving it. It came out really nice. There were a few things I was worried about, but after playing with it, I realized it's actually just fine. It actually works really, really well. For those of you that don't know, this was a Tamashii Web exclusive, so it's a limited, and we already know how that goes. So let's get started in the review. First, as always, let's go over articulation. The head can look about this far up, which isn't too far up at all, and that's one of the drawbacks of this figure. Because of the design of the helmet is that of a Chinese soldier, and the motif, it blends the old head, pretty much turning it into a back of a helmet, and it limits the way that he can go back. As you can see here, it's stuck by the collar, so you can't lift it all the way up. But he can look down, he can still rotate it left and right. So you can still get a range of motion, but obviously not the full motion. As far as the arms go, you can go this far out. It's double jointed, so it could rotate all the way in. And even with the character on his back, which I don't know what to call it at this point, you can still rotate it all the way through. And you can rotate it just about 270 degrees, but not all the way around because of what's on his back. If you want to rotate it all the way around, you can without the shoulder pad, but you can't with it. So that's one thing you got to look out for. Let me put this back on. Hopefully I can put it back on. I took it off easily before, and it may have an issue now. Let me just find a slot. Perfect. And I slid it in. Perfect. Now, as far as ab crunch goes, if you remove the Gashikan Geardo, which I'm doing right now, you actually get a nice set of ab crunch that flows forward really well and actually can rotate left and right really, really well. Especially the lower half of his body under the gamer driver. It actually has a good range of motion. Now, one of the things I like is, even though like I thought like, oh, it was going to be a soft plastic skirt, only the front is soft plastic. The two sides are actually hard plastic on a ball joint, but it still allows you to get a very good range of motion. And what's really cool is that even though he doesn't technically look down properly, at certain angles, he still always looks like he's looking at you, you can see here. So you can put him in a fighter stance, and Parado will still look like he's still looking right at you, no matter what. So I like that. I like that they kind of accustomed and looked ahead for that. The gamer driver is actually a little loose, and that's because it allows him a better range of motion that way. I'm not against it. And if you really look close, it actually copies his gamer driver motif perfectly. So I really like that. The legs are double jointed as well, and even with the hard skirt, you still get a huge range of motion. So I'm really enjoying it. You actually have toe and ankle pivot as well. But I'm already a biased Kamen Rider fan, so it doesn't really matter. But I like the fact that even though you don't get everything with this, you do get everything that Parado has ever come with. So let me just add the Gashikan Gear Dual back. I really like this. You can't turn it or do anything with it outside of it just looking cool, especially in the belt or in the weapon. But I like the fact that it just looks good overall. I really enjoy that. So I'm going to leave him like that. And we're going to go over his weapon and his hands right now. So you do get the Paragabra gun, this hand axe slash main shooting weapon. This is in axe mode. So as you can see, you have the A and B button, you have the axe, you have the flame. This is reminiscent of his knockout fighter style. What's really cool is you don't have to part swap. You can actually just rotate it, and it becomes the gun. And the gun is more of a puzzle fighter. This is the gun that shoots it this way. So I like it. It's really just his actual weapon. You can flip it, boom. On the opposite side, you have the Gashikan slot. So you can take this and actually just go. If you want to put it in and do a finisher, or you want to do a picture where you look like you're doing a finisher, you actually face the Gashikan Gear Dual out this way and pop it in. You can shoot, or you can do the axe mode. So it looks just fine. I like that they kind of added that motif in. They've been doing it for a while, but it just looks really cool that you can do that. I like that a lot. It definitely adds the fun to the figure when you want to do a finisher. Now, as far as hands go, you get 2 open palms. Like you're waving, you're fighting, you want to jump over something. These are the open palm hands. You also get 2 relaxed palms. Really cool. Then you get open palms, and that's obviously for holding his weapon. He holds it very easily. Voila, holding the axe. You get 2 of these as well as the closed fist you see here. So really, he doesn't come with much because even in the show, Parado did not have a lot as perfect knockout fighter. You know, he wasn't the guy trying to steal your shots. He was just trying to fight the entire time. So it's definitely that true that he doesn't come with much, which I'm pretty much okay with. You know, he just looks absolutely stunning. It's the perfect mix between perfect knockout fighter and perfect puzzle, and it's just there. It's there for me at least. But here he is next to an X-Aid for look and size comparison real quick. Now, the one thing that does bother me a little bit about this is the simple fact that X8 seems a little bit taller. I don't like that. Now, if you have them standing up, for some reason, X8 just feels a bit taller. I don't know why that is. It could be the hair. It could be a slightly smaller mold. I don't know, but it just looks and feels a little shorter than him. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just tripping. Now, as far as size comparison with other stuff, here he is next to an Articulated Icons Ninja. And as you know, the icon stuff and SHF actually look really well next to each other. So that's pretty dope. Here he is next to an SHF Black Panther. He is a tad bit smaller, but it overall really works if you use some perspective, which is fine. The hair actually gives it a little bit of extra boom to it. Here he is next to a Shukek Seiho Kamen Rider Kuga. They're around the same size, so that works out. Excuse me. And last but not least, we're going to compare him to a Mezco Punisher, which is like my go-to Mezco guy to review when I put him in sales comparison. As you can see, he is smaller. He's significantly smaller, but is actually just fine. Overall, if you've watched X8 and you want the cast of main characters, Parado is definitely one that you may want if you want the extended cast and fulfill the full circle of the cast. If not, you could probably pass on it. But for me, it was a must-have, easily. In the meantime, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you found this informative. Hope you enjoyed the photos at the end. As always, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.